What's going on, guys? Quick lesson today. I've gone through some of the other modes, but I wanted to do the Locrian mode, which is the 7th mode of the major scale. There's a different couple ways to kind of view modes and look at modes. Let's just start with and applications of them and all that. Let's just start with the pattern and then go from there, and then you guys can use it however you feel like using it. All right, so let's do it. We're gonna do it in A flat, and the reason being is because that's gonna be the 7th mode of the A major scale. So let's do it in A flat so that it relates back to a major key that you're gonna use more often. Like we could have done A Locrian, but that's relative to B flat major, which is used, a lot, but let's just do A flat here. So we're gonna start on 4 on your low E string, 4, 5, 7. You're gonna have that same pattern on your A string, 4, 5, 7. And then on your D string, you're gonna have 4, 6, 7. And then that same pattern on your G string of 4, 6, 7. Then you're gonna come down to your B string and you're gonna go just to 5 and 7. And then you're going to do the same pattern you did on your low A string, E string on your high E string as well. So that's 4, 5, 7. Okay? So that's the notes that you're going to use for this scale. And let me go through a couple things here with this. Okay, so this is relative to A major as far as in A flat, doing the scale in A flat. I really love this mode for its symmetrical pattern here. So opposed to, if I'm playing in A, opposed to really thinking about my root being on the 5th fret, I think of it as the 4th fret. In my mind, I frame it from this pattern because to me there's more symmetry here and I can get cooler picking patterns going. Right? I feel like I can get cooler picking patterns going out of this shape than I can out of your, which would be your major scale shape starting on your root note, right? Which is cool too. Which you can still get some cool patterns going on it, but I just like the symmetry of doing it here. Off of my 4th fret, off of doing it 1 fret lower on the fretboard in the scale, right? So if we're think of it like we're playing over an A, right? So if we're playing over an A, I'm thinking of myself kind of starting on the 4th fret there. Right now, what kind of context would you really use this in? I really love this scale and the major scale in all of its modes, but I really love this in lots of different jams that cycle through a few chords, but particularly on like a 4/5, right? So if you're playing like, let's just keep it in A, and let's say you're playing D major and E major. There's lots of ways to view that, but I view that as the 4/5 of A, so I'm going to improvise in A over that chord progression. Unless I'm doing it chord by chord, depending on how long it's sitting on each chord, but let's just say it's kind of moving a little quicker. Or going up, a la fish. Or you can do dead. You can go down. So you can hear how you can kind of get a lot of that like Jerry-ish kind of stuff going in there, where he did a lot of that. A lot of that like kind of picking pattern, like you'll do like maybe 3 notes of the scale, like then start on the, or like, yeah, like 3 notes, then start on the next note, start on the next note, next note, right, that kind of stuff. So I like this scale for that kind of stuff, and and I just used one example of like the 4/5, but think about how many times there's like a diatonic chord progression where you are kind of just noodling in a major scale like that, and anytime you would take that approach, you can use this kind of shape or this shape and that kind of thinking, just using the major scale and its modes as far. And then, as far as targeting chord tones, you're going to hear it in that application. If you're jamming in like a 4/5, when you get to some of these cool notes, when you get into a D, I mean, you're going to hear that like that's the third of D, right? So you really are going to hear that. You don't have to really overthink that while you're like playing a 2-chord thing. I think guys sometimes, and gals, get caught up in like this, what chord are you over? Well, dude, does it sound sweet? Like, if so, you're probably on a chord tone. So, like, I don't know. There's no reason to really, like, overthink it. Just kind of, when it comes to, especially, I'm just talking about really, like, kind of simple chord progressions that you're playing over. Yeah, I mean, I think in something like that, you just really can feel it. Yeah, so I don't know, just kind of another lesson to throw at you, right? So that's, I think, maybe the third or fourth of the major modes that we've gone through. I will complete the shape on all of them. We'll eventually put them together and kind of start getting more into all the different times that I do like to use the major scale and its modes for, melodies, improvising, those types of things. Because there are certain applications where that is much more what's called for than others. So, cool. Hope you enjoyed the short lesson on the Locrian mode. Much love, y'all. Like, subscribe, share if you'd be so kind. Keep on picking. Much love. I'll see you guys on the flip. Later.